Comfort is a gift, but if you let it control you, it becomes a curse. Most men don't realize this until it's too late. They wake up one day, 30 years old, still broke, still weak, still confused, wondering why they never became the man that they were supposed to be. And it's not because they weren't smart. It's not because they weren't capable, but it's because they spent their youth chasing comfort instead of chasing growth. And think about it. Nagigising tayo ng late because it feels good to stay in bed. Nagdo-doom scroll tayo because it's easier than building a skill. You play video games and watch porn all night because facing reality is uncomfortable. Then one day you realize life has already passed you by. You're watching your friends level up, you're watching other men succeed, while you're still stuck in the same cycle. And the worst part is, you did this to yourself. Let me tell you something, brother. Comfort will never make you strong. Comfort will never make you rich. Comfort will never make you a great man, but growth will. Gusto ko yung isa sa mga sinabi ni Seneca. He said, "It is in times of security that the spirit should be preparing itself for difficult times." Ano ibig sabihin nito? It means that when life is easy, that's the time you should be training yourself to suffer. It means that when things are comfortable, that's the time you should be choosing discomfort. Because when you don't train for pain, pain will break you when it finally comes. Most people were programmed to avoid pain. Huwag mo masyadong pahirapan sarili mo. Uy, kung pwede yan bayaran, huwag mo nang i-hassle sarili mo. Ang sipag mo last week, deserve mo matulog buong weekend. And so you seek pleasure. You chase comfort. You want life to be convenient, safe, and easy. But what happens? Your mind becomes weak, your body becomes soft, and your spirit becomes numb. You don't push yourself because you never had to. Isipin mo, ito yung buhay ng ancestors natin. They fought to survive, they hunted for food, and they built everything from scratch. They endured war, hunger, and real suffering. What about you? You complain when Wi-Fi is slow. You get pissed when Grab delivery is late. You feel like life is unfair when a girl doesn't reply back to you in an hour. We've gotten so accustomed to entertainment on demand, food on demand, sex on demand, instant pleasure, and instant comfort. Seneca was a Roman Stoic philosopher, one of the wealthiest and the most powerful men of his time. But he understood something that most people today never will. He knew that if you never train yourself to suffer, life will destroy you when suffering eventually comes. So, anong ginawa niya? He practiced yung tinatawag na voluntary discomfort. Even though he was rich, ano mga ginagawa niya? He would sleep on the floor instead of his soft bed. He would eat simple, tasteless food instead of mga luxury meals. He would even walk barefoot in the cold instead of warming himself by the fire. And this is not because he had to, but because he was training his mind and he was training his soul. He wanted to make sure na even if everything was taken from him, yung wealth niya, yung comfort niya, yung luxuries niya, he would still be the same man. And that, my friend, is what we must learn. The goal is not to suffer for no reason, but the goal is to train yourself to endure anything. So here's how we can do it. Una, control your urges. Starve your desires. Do you really need to have milk tea every day? Do you really need to check your phone every 10 minutes? Do you really need to watch porn before sleeping? Try removing these comforts for just a week. Feel the discomfort, feel the cravings, and learn to control yourself. The man who can control his cravings controls his life, bro. Pangalawa, embrace physical discomfort. Imagine yung ancestors natin, they walked miles daily. They lifted heavy things, they fought battles. Us, we complain about leg day. If you can't handle physical stress, how the hell do you expect to handle emotional stress, financial stress, the weight of life? So wake up early, even before your body wants to. Work and train hard, especially when your mind tells you to quit. Take cold showers, not because you need to, but because you can. If you can endure physical pain, you can endure any pain. And lastly, do something that scares you daily. This is the fun part. You have to understand that fear is your prison. What are you afraid of? Rejection, failure, judgment. And that's exactly where you must go. If you're afraid to speak up, force yourself to talk. If you're afraid to approach people, go and introduce yourself. If you're afraid to take risks, take the risk. Because when you train yourself to do what you fear, you stop being afraid of anything. Bro, this is your moment. A possible turning point to your hero's journey. The world is soft. Most men are weak. Comfort has made them fragile. But you have a choice. You can choose to starve your weakness and feed your strength. You can become the kind of man that nothing or no one can break. Or you can stay soft, weak, and fragile. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video.